boys sounding pretty good. Big Fez and the Surf-O-Matic, sights and sounds of another day down here at historic Saratoga Racecourse. Hello again, everyone. Welcome aboard MSG Plus. Next 30 minutes, fastest 30 minutes in all thoroughbred racing. Jason Blewitt and Richard Migliore alongside. The sun sets on Sunday, September 6th.
Hard to believe that there's only one racing day left, 11 races to go here at the spot. It seemed like yesterday we got here with all the hope that a new meet brings.
Well, we had a Triple Crown winner run this summer at the spa, and today a big crowd on hand. Place was rocking. Long sleeve t-shirt giveaway day, but this was not your average giveaway day crowd. People stuck around. It wasn't a case of thousands spinning and then hitting the road. This place was mobbed. It was like, almost had like a Whitney or a big Saturday feel to it.
Well, it really did, and I think it had a lot to do with the racing card that was put together featuring the Prioress Stakes, but also this week has always seemed to be the week for the locals, people that are getting back in their houses that they've rented out for the summer, and people that live in the town year-round that want to get a chance to enjoy it before the circus leaves town.
Got the one Grade 1 remaining. We'll talk about it later in the show. Fox Sports 1 for the Grade 1 hopeful telecast with the MIG Andy Serling and the Fox Sports 1 people tomorrow. Todd Pletcher will look for a Grade 1 trifecta sweep on this Labor Day weekend after taking both Saturday stakes. Now, Liam's Map, the Woodward winner, nice 114 buyer, a nice $1.14 for this Son of a Bottled song. Sounds like the Breeders' Cup will be next for Liam's Map.
Yeah, he's going to train him up to it. You can kind of understand two big performances back-to-back, a 113, a 114. We were looking at some old past performances this morning, Jason, and horses that were running consistent triple-digit buyers, but Liam's Map looks like a throwback. Kind of reminds me a bit of your favorite horse, Holy Bull. It's going to be interesting to see where he lands, though. Will Todd Pletcher stretch him out to the 1.25 mile of the Classic or cut him back to that short-stretched 1 mile of the Breeders' Cup this
year?
year?
The Breeders' Cup will be the stopping grounds, or at least the meeting point, potentially, for both Rachel's Valentina and Tap to It, who are 1-2 in yesterday's 124th running of the Spinaway. But unlike Rachel's Valentina, the winner, it does sound like Tap to It is going fresh into the BC for trainer Ralph Nix.
Yeah, to me, a little bit unorthodox. She's had one race at 6 furlongs, one at 7. Then you're going to have to go a mile and a 16th 2 months from now. I think that's a tall order. I know she's a good filly. Looks like she'll appreciate the distance, but with not much foundation. I just think another race would be warranted. If she's healthy, I guess it's a trainer's call, but to be a little unorthodox.
And you've got Rachel's Valentina going to either the Darley Alcibiades at Keeneland or the Grade 1 Frizette downstate at Belmont Park on one of those Super Saturday cards. We'll see where they go. I hope to see her at Belmont Park. Bit of a homer, but Stone Street in action today for Todd Pletcher. They had Cavorting, their Grade 1 test winner. She was a big favorite in today's featured Prioress Stakes, 3-year-old fillies. We go with 10. We go with Larry Colmus. We're on the main track, and let's do it in the Sunday feature.
They're off in the Prioress, and Cavorting had a fantastic start out of the gate. Just broke well ahead of the field, but she'll be taken back as Akati's Phaeton goes out to take the lead. And right alongside is Sky Gold away running in second. Tricky Zippy is third. Then Promise Me Silver. And Cavorting is taken back to fifth after popping out of the gate quickly. Then Clothes Fall Off, followed by Bar of Gold. Behind them, paid up subscriber Fusaichi Red to the inside and Irish Jasper. 22 and 1 was the opening quarter mile. And they move into the far turn with Akati's Phaeton the leader. Junior Alvarado and Akati's Phaeton a half length in front. Sky Gold, Promise Me Silver on the far outside. Tricky Zippy is right there. And there's 4 of them across the track. Behind them, Clothes Fall Off, fifth on the inside. Cavorting moving wide, but moving well now as they come toward the top of the stretch. The half was in 45 and 1, and they're into the stretch in the Prioress. It is Sky Gold. Here comes Cavorting on the far outside, trying to fight on as Akati's Phaeton down toward the inside. Also making a move is Bar of Gold. Cavorting's in front, though. Cavorting leads by 2. Bar of Gold is second, and they've left the others behind. And Cavorting pulls away in the Prioress. And then it was Bar of Gold second, followed by Fusaichi Red and paid up subscriber.
What an effort. Powerhouse 3-year-old filly in Cavorting, who just decimated the field today in the Prioress.
She really did, and she signaled that she was going to run another big one. When she left the gate like a scalded cat, she leapt out of there, settled in behind the pace. She was sharp, and it was the same exact finish as the test. This time, Bar of Gold trying to rally from off the pace to beat her. Cavorting's just got her number.
She looks to me the early favorite for the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. The best is yet to come. You see a happy Kieran McLaughlin and a happy winning rider, Irad Ortiz.
Irad Cavorting broke from the gate really, really sharp, and she really put you in the game today.
Yes, first thing I want to say thanks God, like always, and thanks the trainer and owner for giving me the opportunity to be on that very nice filly. And she did, you know, she come from 7-8. Last time she broke a little slow, so we are a little afraid, but we confident on the filly. He told me let him break whatever she's comfortable, and she break sharp, so that helped me and let the speed go. And then I followed the speed, and when I asked him, she was there. She was ready. I want to give some credit to the trainer because she's not an easy horse to getting ready to the race. She's tough in the morning and all that stuff, and he really do a great job with her, and she's doing unbelievable right now.
You guys make a great team. She seems like a really big filly, but she looks like she's light on her feet, is she?
Yeah, she's a little tall, you know, big filly, but she moves like a sprinter. She's a really nice sprinter. She's fast.
There's 12 races left in the meet. You got a 7-win lead for the jockey title. It's starting to look better and better. Are you getting excited?
Yes, I am, you know, but we never say nothing until the end, but we keep fighting. You know, Javier is competitive. You can never sleep with Javier. He's a nice rider, man. He's tough.
Well, great meet, and best of luck. I hope you pull it out.
Thank you.
I like that Prioress plate. That looks pretty nice, and just another trophy going home to Stone Street Stables. And what a summer it's been here at the spa for Stone Street Stables. 7 for 14, where Barbara Banke is the head, and the stakes wins, the high-quality wins keep racking up.
Yeah, 3 grade ones. They race their horses that they breed, so they're homebreds. Both of Rachel Alexandra's foals winning up here. Obviously, Rachel Valentina winning a grade 1. And then you see in the winner's circle a lot of new babies, grandchildren. So they've got foals on the ground from horses they've bred, and then they've got little grandchildren out there too. It's a shame that Jess Jackson isn't here to enjoy it, because a lot of that is the fruits of his labor.
We're glad they stayed in the game and didn't disperse, and there you go, the fruits of their labor, or his labor, getting it done here at Saratoga. And they've also got that grade 1 sprinter Rockfall. Huge fan of his. Vosberg coming up next at Belmont Park. Back to race number 1. We ran the Prioress around 6 p.m. Well, the day began at 12:30 p.m. Let's see what happens Sundays first on the turf with Larry Colmus.
They're off. It was a good even beginning. English Minister Nada Katparalama sent along to have some early speed. John Velasquez motivating him early to get into position in the initial stages here. Then Hothersall followed by Slim Shady, and the trailer is Yankee Dealer. English Minister leads the way, and now Nada Katparalama is guided to the outside, and they're on even terms as they race toward the clubhouse turn. And the opening quarter mile was in 24 1/5 seconds. And then it's Hothersall running in third, 4 lengths off the lead, and cleared 3.5 lengths from Slim Shady. Yankee Dealer is last of them all. On to the backstretch, and it's English Minister a half length in front of Nada Katparalama, and Hothersall tracks them intently in third, 1.5 lengths off the lead, and 3 lengths ahead of Slim Shady and Yankee Dealer. They continue up the backstretch. The half, 49 1/5 seconds for English Minister, and Nada Katparalama, who is glued to him on the outside, second by 2. And Javier Castellano continues to have a good rating hold of Hothersall, sitting third behind the pace-setting pair. Slim Shady is fourth, 5 off the lead, and Yankee Dealer into the far turn. English Minister and Nada Katparalama still a half length apart. 3/4 up in 1:13 2. And they still have 2.5 lengths on Hothersall. And then it's Slim Shady and Yankee Dealer at the back, 6 off the lead. English Minister, Nada Katparalama, stride for stride as they come to the top of the stretch. Now Hothersall is put to an all-out drive, has to get going, and Slim Shady's picking it up on the far outside, and then Yankee Dealer, who's closing the gap along the hedge into the final furlong. Nada Katparalama's got ahead in front. English Minister, here comes Yankee Dealer now. Needs a place to go right in behind horses, and now switches to the outside with Hothersall. The 4 of them come to the line. Head-bobbing finish. Yankee Dealer or Hothersall.
Harbinger of things to come on an excellent Sunday. Excuse me. It's been a long Sunday here, but a tight photo in the first race with Yankee Dealer and Kendrick Carmouche. Very good ride.
Just a terrific ride. Kendrick Carmouche came up to Saratoga. His goal was 10 wins. Well, he's far surpassed that. He's delivered very good rides the entire meet, and this is just another one of those. And we said early on, when he started in New York earlier in the year, I said, this guy fits. He belongs here. He's going to be a welcome addition, and he's just going to continue to build on what he's already done.
Yankee Dealer pulled the right kind of trip, sat on much of the fresh ground, and it does seem to be a trend that has been quite popular here over the last couple of cards. You want to be inside for at least a good portion, whether you're on the melon or the inner.
Well, they went down to no rails finally the other day. They were taking them down. We were out there watching races from the infield, and you could see the difference in the ground. The first 3 paths along the rail are the most unused paths. So not only are you getting the best of it, saving every inch of ground, you're also on the most pristine footing.
We'll get the best of it with today's Pick 6 carryover, $126,000, and the penultimate card of the meet here on Insider.
The new Parks Fall Festival will double purses for each of its 32 live racing days. What an opportunity for Pennsylvania breds. In an open maiden special, PA breds will run for over $100,000. So be there at Parks in the fall.
Hello, I'm Brian Sanfratello. Last year, we paid $33 million to PA breds in the form of breeder awards, owner bonuses, and restricted race purses. Our Equine Coalition Group is united in the pursuit of making sure that we receive every dollar we deserve. And that's why our Racehorse Development Fund has been constant in the past 4 years. Please go to our website at www.pabred.com or give me a call at 610-444-1050.
Sea Hero standing guard, in fact, checking out the action in the At the Post bar. Good crowd on hand. They are hanging out. Little Del Mar underway. In fact, we'll cover the Grade 1 Del Mar debutante this coming Tuesday and Wednesday on the National Racing Report right on here on MSG+. Tonalist, however, has taken the foreground. We've got opening weekend at the Taj Mahal, beautiful Belmont Park.
Yeah, nothing like getting back to Belmont. As much as we love Saratoga, it is the Taj Mahal of thoroughbred racing. And, you know, the Belmont Fall Championship meet may not be what it once was, but there are still some really big days there. And there's beautiful Belmont in the fall with the leaves on the backstretch coming up. And actually, you grow up right there.
In the shadows of the backstretch at Belmont Park. Went to high school right across the street on Plainfield Avenue, Floral Park
Right
Memorial.
across from the pony track.
Right across from the pony track.
Wow.
There you go. Didn't fall far from the tree. Showed up in '93, one summer's day. It changed my life forever. The greatest game played outdoors.
And you never left.
I never left, and I'm not going anywhere. Let's move on to race number 6. We'll see what the 2-year-old fillies can do in the 2-year-old filly Swan Song at Saratoga. Larry Colmus, opening leg of the Pick 6.
Petrol had the best beginning. Big World's got speed too. Floridora close up to the pace. And Cinder came out running in fourth as the field heads up the backstretch. Then Inheritance on the inside. Cappellini followed by Zondak. Break of another 2.5 lengths more to Corella. And then it's Cherini and Preppy is the trailer as they head up the backstretch through the opening quarter mile in 23 seconds flat. Storm Petrol on top, Floridora half length behind running in second. Big World is third to the outside, Inheritance fourth down toward the rail. Then comes Cinder and Zondak, and outside of them it's Cappellini. Corella's 5.5 lengths off the lead, moving for the turn. 4 lengths more back to Cherini, racing to the outside of Preppy. Around the far turn, and they go through a half mile in 46 1/5 seconds. And it is Storm Petrol who battles for the lead with Floridora and Big World on the outside of them. Inheritance fourth in behind the leaders. And trying the rail is Corella as they come to the top of the stretch. Storm Petrol off the turn in front. And Big World runs up alongside. Big World takes the lead. It's Big World in front now. Inheritance is trying to close in. Then comes Corella. Storm Petrol is given way. And then it's Floridora into the final 16th. And Big World's reaching for the wire. On the outside comes Inheritance. These two down to the line together. Big World over Inheritance. And then it was Corella and Cherini.
6 for 17 at the meet for trainer Tony Dutrow. He continues to fire on all cylinders, and Big World was pretty big. Filly by custom for Carlos over the Great Tapit firster.
Now, I go back a long way with Tony. He's a terrific horseman, and his horses seem to get better with a little racing. He actually runs a maiden in the Hopeful tomorrow that I think can improve and have a say in the outcome. And we ran the Prioress today. And if I'm not mistaken, the Prioress was Tony Dutro's first stake win, the filly called Fiery Challenge, and I rode her and she won the Prioress for him and paid like $100.
And a sign of things to come. He's got the DNA, the lineage with the great Rick Dutro Sr. and of a real powerhouse going back to the golden era, I think, of Maryland racing.
Yeah, his father was one of the top three there. You know, Buddy Delp, King Leatherbury, and Dick Dutro. And being a kid riding for them and seeing Tony and how serious he was, he'd be in the barn 5 o'clock in the morning taking temperatures, feeling horses' legs. It's carried over into him as an adult, and it's just actually proud of him and what he's been able to accomplish.
Yeah, terrific summer, an Alabama victory with Embellish the Lace, and a good effort, by the way, in defeat from the great Tappet Firster Inheritance, who they paid $1.9 million for. That might be the pick 6 carryover. There's a lot of money up for grabs as we see what else happened on day number 39. 457-8911 with the man upstairs, Larry Colmus.
Into the final furlong in front. Younger is running in second. Watch the tie. Swings up on the outside. Third into the final furlong. Frisky Magician has opened up to lead by 3. And then it's Watch the Tie, followed by Younger, Wind Warning, and Never Indicted. They're coming to the line, and Frisky Magician will win it. And then it was Watch the Tie second, followed by Younger, and Wind Warning was full. Justice cuts the corner. Ground Force comes out 3 deep. And then it's Private Tail in first bid. Petroselli comes to the 8th pole. Still in command here with something left. Petroselli in front. Rockford on the outside tries to close the gap. Layton is coming. Petroselli and Rockford will decide it. Political Justice third. Rockford coming to Petroselli. Petroselli and Rockford down to the line together. It looked like Petroselli in a photo with Rockford. They were on the wire together. Then Political Justice and the Imposter and the Commissioner right behind, 3rd and 4th. And they're coming into the final furlong, and Blue Pigeon is putting in a run too. And now it is Dynamite Stick on the outside. Dominic Smile, the Commish, closing through on the inside. Blue Pigeon and the Imposter. They're coming down to the line. Dynamite Stick. On the inside comes the Commish. These two with Dynamite Stick on the outside. It's going to be the Commish to do it. Over Dominic, 4 of them turn for home together, and they're into the stretch. Style Drift on the far outside. Coming up after Ruckin Alley, and Kathy's Humor, and slipping through is Somersault down toward the inside. Somersault got through. Somersault and Style Drift. These two coming down to the line together. Somersault's got it. It is Somersault over Style Drift. And then it was Kathy's Humor and Ruckin Alley 4th. Of the stretch, it is Maggie's Freudian Slip in front. Slam Chowder to the outside. Full Tap trying to straighten out and come up after them. Moondance Joy's made progress down toward the inside, and then it's Hillary in the house. It is still Maggie's Freudian Slip. Slam Chowder, and on the outside, Full Tap straightens out and comes on. Full Tap is charging up after Maggie's Freudian Slip, but Maggie's Freudian Slip holds on. And then it was Full Tap second, followed by Swallows in third. Beginning to pick it up now out of Cypress Hills 4th. Now moving up into 3rd. But it's Sauvignon going at it with Madison Blues. Madison Blues and Sauvignon out of Cypress Hills trying to come and get them. It is still Madison Blues. Sauvignon. Here's out of Cypress Hills on the outside. Continuing to make a move. And out of Cypress Hills gets up to win. And pulls away in the end. It's a photo behind her. Madison Blues was there.
Bombs away in the nightcap. Jimmy Ferraro taking over the training duties, the trader change with out of Cypress Hills, shipping up from the Big A and pulling off the upset, or excuse me, Belmont Park for the summer. Good to see Jimmy in the winner's circle. Manny Franco has really picked things up over the last week or so.
He has. It's unfortunate he kind of got off to a bit of a slow start, because that could shape how your whole meet goes up here in Saratoga. Then he had that awful-looking fall, had to take a few days off, but he's really come out of it, and he's riding lights out, and it's good to carry that momentum into Belmont Park.
Just under $500,000, the pick 6 carryover into Labor Day closing day with a mandatory payout in the pick 6, $484. Cappy says, let's go back to race number 5. Take us through Jose Lozano on Petroselli.
He's on the lead, and I think this is a clear definition of race riding. You see, he points his horse out right here to the eventual runner-up, not coming out enough to bother him, but just enough to make that horse have to think about it. And when you win races by heads, necks, noses, it's those little subtle moves that make all the difference. And to me, that was the primest example of race riding that you're going to see. That's what you talk about when you say race riding. Not coming out and bumping a guy, not herding him out to the middle of the track. subtly making his horse have to think for that stride or two, and can make that much difference.
Well said, Mig. Let's see where Jose Lezcano sits in the current rider standings with just 11 races remaining for this 2015 racing season. Jose is near the top of the list, or at least among the top riders at the meet, and he will compete tomorrow on a day Javier rides in all 11 and Irad rides in 9.
Yeah, and Irad's got a 7-win lead. Javier Castellano would have to do something unprecedented in Saratoga history, in New York history. He'd have to win at least 7 to tie with Irad getting shut out, and 8 to win. It's mathematically, it's still possible. It's highly improbable. I think Irad Ortiz Jr. will get his first Saratoga title.
Kier McLaughlin, in the meantime, picked up another graded stakes with Cavorting, who powered home in the Prioress. Chad Brown sees action in 5 tomorrow. Todd Pletcher, meanwhile, up by 2, sees action in 8.
Well, I think they both emptied their barns trying to win this title, even if they downplayed how important it was to them. Chad Brown's the one under the gun now, but we've seen Chad win in bunches. This one goes down to the wire, and it's fun to watch.
And it looks like Michael Dove will win his 2nd consecutive title as the meet's leading owner. He is up by 3 over Claridge Stables. Couple of short price losses early in the day, but you got that 3-win cushion into the final 11 races as we go to claims. Race number 7, Big, seemed to be the most popular on today's card.
Yeah, a bunch of claims out of race 7. Horses will be having dinner in someone else's barn. How about a 16-way shake for Political Justice, and Brett Calhoun walks away with the horse.
Winning the lottery, Brett Calhoun for Political Justice. How about a Monday preview, $484K. It is time to talk about the hopeful here on Saratoga Insider. Watering the turf courses here at the spa. Kudos to Glenn Kozak and the entire track maintenance crew. They did the yeoman's job when you consider how much acreage, and not just Saratoga Racecourse, you're talking about the Oklahoma Trading Facility across Union Avenue. A job well done, and we say goodbye to the spa. Labor Day tomorrow afternoon, closing day, 11 races, special early 12:30 first race post time, and that'll set us up big for a big Monday card that includes the hopeful. And how about post times downstate at Belmont Park beginning Friday?
So post time at Belmont will be what, 12:55?
12:55, yeah.
Okay.
And that 9-race card for opening day at Belmont Park drawn today. Past performances are out if you want to study up, but I would also add, as would you, study up for that $484,000 Pick 6 carryover and a mandatory payout tomorrow afternoon. Tonalist again. We catch up with the Gold Cup winner. He'll be back for a title defense. Ironicus is where we're headed now, though, for tomorrow's co-featured race number 9, the Bernard Baruch. And Chuck McGahee's done an outstanding job with him.
He really has. This horse is in raging form. He was unlucky not to win the 4-star Dave. Didn't get any pace, had to come around horses, finished like a gray streak down the middle of the track, and was beaten by a very good Grand Arch. Doesn't look like he's going to get much pace again, though, and that's problematic.
The meet's leading trader has the best horse in here, or the most accomplished in the Grade 1 winner Constitution. What do you think about the son of Tappet trying the grass?
Well, the Tappet seemed to be able to do anything, and Constitution's got a stride that would lend me to believe that he'll do all right on the grass. Obviously, it's unknown territory, but he's the only speed in the race. He should be galloping on the lead, and if he's any good on the turf, he's got a tactical advantage.
All included, it's been pretty solid on the grass for Todd Pletcher. I don't think in this win we're looking at, about a month ago, he showed up with his best effort, but he still gutted out the victory.
Yeah, but it's interesting. He's one of the horses that can have a bit of speed, as can Charming Kitten, but they're both Todd Pletcher trainees, and Constitution's a Todd Pletcher trainee, so you don't expect them to put much pressure on him. It's going to be interesting to see how this race pans out.
And that'll be on the Fox Sports 1 telecast as well. What time are you guys on the air?
From 5 to 6, Fox Sports 1, and we will then also have the hopeful.
All right, 60 minutes on Fox Sports 1. We hope you'll tune into the Closing Day Insider on MSG+. The MIG will be back for that. We'll all be waiting to see what happens in the Grade 1 hopeful off the rematch in the Sanford.
Yeah, and then the controversial Sanford, because you see Magna Light, shied out very abruptly there. That wasn't the cause for disqualification. When he came in, he kind of hampered the horse that wound up third. Uncle Vinny awarded the win because he was able to get up for second. It's going to be interesting to see Magna Light from the inside. Jose Ortiz is going to have to be more mindful about that stick. Kier
McLaughlin not done potentially winning stakes this summer at the Spa. He is back with Salisaw, broke his maiden first time out.
Yeah, Salisaw, very good first time. Kieran's horses tend to get better in his second start. They don't always have him cranked for the first start. So if this horse got a forward move in him, he could have a say in the outcome.
Let's move out to Del Mar with Doug O'Neill. Did you remember he ran I'll Have Another in the hopeful behind Currency Swap in Triniburg about 6 years ago? He's back with this horse.
Yeah, he didn't do well that day. He caught a sloppy track, but you know what? They must have liked him, and he did go on to win a Kentucky Derby and a Preakness, so maybe, I believe you pronounce this, Ralease.
Yeah, sounds good.
He's already got four races. This is his 5th start. You know he's got foundation. I like that, the 7/8. I don't think they're shipping here just to get a day at the spa. I got a feeling this horse is a very live player.
Little Calbred action in the hopeful, and I think Larry Comas with Ralease has been a good influence on you this summer at Saratoga.
Yeah, I'm going to start really enunciating and, kind of getting that, what am I looking for here? The
enunciation?
Yeah, the enunciation, but basically anyway, I'm going to start speaking French.
You're going to start speaking French? Yeah. Sign me up for some Spanish. Should have learned all those years ago in high school. Had the racing form in my hands, and one man with the form in his hands, Andy Serling.
Well, I can't pick any winners at short prices, so let's try to pick some winners at big prices. Unfortunately, scratched out of the insider pick on Sunday's card. I'm telling you, we would have made a lot of money if that horse had run. We're going to have to make some money in the 3rd race on Monday, closing day, with the 4 Lieutenant Dale, as we try to get trainer Nick Zito off the duck at this meeting. Take a careful look at Lieutenant Dale as 20-1 on the morning line. His last dirt race, he got a 65 Beyer speed figure. Shadow Jack, who's 3-1 on the morning line, he got a 63. Now, Shadow Jack, who's dangerous, and I picked second, is Todd Fletcher, second-time starter, dropping down. Lieutenant Dale is dropping down as well, going turf to dirt, turning back in distance. He met some killer fields in his dirt races. This is not a killer field. He's going to be a big price. We're going to get out with Lieutenant Dale, perhaps, in race number 3 on Monday, closing day at Saratoga.
Lieutenant Dale to Cavorting, the goods in today's featured Prioress. What a summer for Stone Street, Keir McLaughlin, and Irad Ortiz. 11 races remain. We'll see you tomorrow for the Pick 6 carryover and a first race post at 12:30.